For a while now, we've been bombarded with articles, TikToks and tweets about the end of the dollar and how it's going to zero. And when Russia invaded Ukraine and started to demand payment for oil and gas in rubles, this narrative went into hyperdrive. And yes, the ruble has performed well, albeit in a sandboxed ecosystem. But nobody is paying attention to the dollar. To say it's on a rip is an understatement.
Jacked! I'm jacked to the tats!
And this rally has been going on since last July. And to explain it, we could look at the dollar milkshake theory, whereby because the world is run by fiat, in times of distress, cash floods into the dollar because the US is seen as a relatively safer and stronger economy. Another view is to maybe take one step down the rabbit hole, just one, that's enough. And when you look at what's happened to the world since the great financial crisis, the Fed has in effect become the central bank to the world. And even when the US economy could have handled higher rates, they stayed lower because of concerns about the domino effect in emerging market economies that depend on the dollar for trade and are at risk of exploding. So now we have oil at $100 off the back of the war. Inflation and failed green policies are causing uprisings around the world, and the Fed is pushing on to hit the 3.5% interest rate by the end of this year. The messaging does seem to be America first at the expense of the world, and it's quite interesting to note the difference on this topic between this administration and its predecessor. But for now, we don't see any reason why the dollar can't keep going until something fundamentally changes.